your strawberry plants are?
They're good, actually. They're starting to sprout.
The rain helped them. Now we need some sun.
Yeah. Iceberg lettuce for the market. It's looking a little droopy. I put this fence in about 3 hours, start to finish. It was the fastest fence I've ever done, and I used all salvage materials. It's just lumber that I had in my yard. Yeah, if I have any questions about growing anything, I ask my dad or my grandfather, and they pretty much have every answer you can think of for any problem. It's wonderful to have that kind of resource. I remember when we were weeding the garden last year, and you were talking about all the different birds and naming the birds you hear. A lot of people my age, when they work, will put on the radio or they'll find other distractions.
Well, we didn't have those kind of distractions back then. It's interesting and entertaining. And right now you see more male birds than you do female, which means that they're nesting.
Tell me about when you met Gaga at the Chilmark Tavern.
Well, years ago, the Chilmark Tavern, I don't know if few people know what it is. There's a bank there now and a restaurant. Anyhow, Memorial Weekend, they always had a special dance. She arrived there with some fellow, I don't know who he was. And I finally got my nerve up to ask her for a dance. Then I asked her for the second dance. I got nerve enough to ask her for a date. Well, I can't very well because I've got a sister in Edgartown. I can't leave her. That's okay. I got a brother. We'll take care of that. And that wasn't working. So I said, well, now just listen a minute. Columbus took a chance. Why can't you? And that did it.
Yeah?
That was back in '38, and we got married in 1940. And we've had a great life together.
You see, the longer you talk, the more weeding I'll get done.
Maybe we can talk long enough to go down the whole length.
That's what I mean.
You'll get tired in a minute to lay down.
I have a little plot that I grow on here next to my grandfather's.
Cut part of that off, dude. I think it's going to be...
And my aunt grows on the same land. Both my aunts, Susie and Marie, grow here.
No, when you're raising asparagus, you don't pick it the first year. The second year, temptation gets too strong, you pick some. Then the third year, you go at it. And if it's taken care of and you don't have that blight that hits them in the root, it'll really last forever. I'll put all kinds of herbs in there.
So you were saying that your favorite way to eat asparagus is creamed asparagus, right?
Yep.
So I'm going to try to make that on the grill.
That is sometimes you just with plain butter.
I'm going to try to make my version of it with a little cream,
Yep.
some butter,
Yep.
and grill it.
I'll go for it.
You'll go for it?
Yep. I'm watching.
So these are the asparagus we picked. I washed them.
Be sure and put them in the right direction so they won't go down through.
Yeah. Our outdoor kitchen. Rub a little butter on. As my grandfather said, you don't want them falling through. You gotta put them in the right direction. All they have is salt on them, and they came out of the garden 5 minutes ago, 20 feet away. So we're gonna use Marie's spring garlic too, just because we have it.
Yeah.
This is called, you could call it spring garlic or young garlic. You plant garlic in the fall and you harvest it. When do you harvest garlic?
Not till late in the, possibly in August, but I think it's even later than that.
Yeah. So you plant it in the fall and you harvest it the following fall, late summer. But in the spring, sometimes you have to thin it out, and this is what comes out. It's really subtly flavored, very beautiful. So we're going to use some in our recipe today because we have it.
What are you going to do, write a book?
Maybe.
Good.
I haven't started it. You should write one.
Asparagus cooking.
Oh yeah. Well, what about my dad? Do you feel like you influenced him as far as his ability to grow the things that he grows?
I think it just rubbed off on him when we lived over at Chris Farm. That was the most wonderful place to bring up a family experience, plus all the young people from around town that came.
So we have our whole meal on the grill here.
Now what do you put in the frying pan?
I put the garlic and butter.
Uh-huh. And salt.
And salt. And I'm going to put a little lemon juice. Garlic really is fragrant. We're toasting the bread. Ciabatta. Spring garlic's cooking. Asparagus is cooking. I'm going to add a little milk to this. I'm just going to let it cook down in there. And then we'll add the asparagus to that when it's cooked.
Now what do you need for dishes?
We'll just need plates.
And a fork?
Maybe. Oh, it smells so good. Can you smell that, Pop?
Yep.
Smell it.
I can smell it. I'm sitting over there.
So I think we're ready to eat, if you're ready.
Should we bring our plates over?
Sure.
It's going to be. Let's go back to when I was looking for the job over at Chris Farm. We came up to look at the place. The house was deplorable. There was weeds everywhere. It was foggy. While I was looking around, Rennie went out behind the barn and cried.
Really?
I've forgotten what her remark was. Where thou goes, I must go. I don't know, we moved in that fall. You don't need a pot holder?
No, my shirt. Shall we sit?
Yep. Well, I got to tell you about a rose bush I had by the house.
Yeah.
I had a rose bush by the corner. I'll get the napkins. It hadn't bloomed in 5 years. So one day in the fall, I stood there and I pointed my finger at it and I said, damn you, if you don't bloom next year, I'm going to kill you. And it's been blooming ever since. So,
What do you think, do you think you have a relationship with the plants in that sense that you can?
I don't know, this one listened to me.